You see why me not like blood clot England? SANS, this is the first year SANS keeping at England. Them lock off the sound. Them lock off the mic. It's idea when you come out. Them turn off the mic. They lock off the light. Everybody are walk out in the darkness. So everybody are walking in the darkness right now. Them lock off everything from the DJ. Them out of order. Them out of order. Crowd a boo. Me not come back here, so. Me not run back, come back on the stage. Watch how everybody are walking in the darkness.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The video that you saw at the start of this, it is called There Goes the Mother Humping Neighborhood. Wherever these Jamaicans go, them bring them bad habit with them. What you saw is a group of individuals that was jumping the fence, scaling the fence of an event called SANDS in a UK. If you're not familiar with the SANDS concert series or brand, these are some promoters that promote dances events in Jamaica, in America, and now they take the circus to the UK because that is exactly what it's turned out to be. So pretty much them have artists like Vanessa Bling, artists like Elephant Man, Idonia. However, it seems as if just about a couple of minutes after Idonia touched the stage with Vanessa Bling, people start bum rush the stage. The security was telling them that too much persons were on the stage. So I want you to take a look to exactly what took place when Idonia and his entourage was on the stage. That compounded with the fact that people jumped the fence. Take a listen, take a look. This is the edited version of that portion of the concert known as SANDS.
Find a rhythm, the man. We are Jamaican. All Jamaican, we have a flat them in our ear. One day we have a D-step in them. One day we have a D-step. What's I doing here? I doing here? Oh, yeah. Yo, they want the ball, give me a gun. Give me a phone gun. Who is that?
So people, you could see that Idonia and his crew, entourage, were on the stage, and the stage was jam-packed. It seems as if more persons were on the stage than was actually at the event. No this to the event because the event was actually packed up, especially VIP, based on information that I got. Now people, when you take into consideration a whole lot of things went down that was not so right. It is said that even the promoters of the show, where they were parked, they were actually parked on the trail or the lines of the tram, I guess the train, transportation system, so the people can make all sorts of alerts. They would then eventually move their vehicles from there. That compounded with the fact that people jump over the fence, scale the fence. That compounded with the fact that people bum rush the gate, bum rush the VIP section. There was no sort of order. Compounded with the fact that artists on stage, and even when they were told, listen, take off some of your entourage, you can't bring 100 man on the people on stage, they still did not comply. So these persons had no option but to shut off the music, shut off the show, and that is exactly what took place. I am going to let you listen to the edited version of some persons that were actually at the show, giving you the details as to why the show was shut down, and then I'll give my piece.
if there's one thing that I can say to anyone hosting an event in anywhere in Croydon, be prepared for your barriers to be rushed. And I'm not saying that's the sole problem, but I guarantee if the barriers weren't being rushed and there wasn't issues with, like, even people on the stage, like, sorry, if you were on that stage and you're not an artist performing, you're not a videographer, you're not a photographer, respectfully get off the stage. I'm so sick of seeing groupies on the stage doing videos. No one cares about you. Do you know what? I ordered food. Let me go eat my food and calm down. But it's annoying hearing on the mic people saying clear the stage, clear the side entrance, clear this entrance. Like, what are you not doing? Are you not here to party? Or are you not here to be group?
What was that, please? It was an absolute shit show. The whole time we were there, the music's cutting in, cutting out, cutting in, cutting out. Then they're stopping it, saying that the promoters people are blocking up the tram line. They're blocking up the tram line, you know. A whole tram couldn't get past. So they stopped the music for the promoters people to go out and move their cars. Not only that, they then said that the artists can't get in. So they stopped the music again and said that the promoters people need to go round to the front. No one wants to move round to the front, you know. Nobody wants to move round to the front. They all want to come in at the back where the artists are. Joking. Best believe I'm applying for a refund, because what kind of foolishness? This is why I just, do you know these promoters? I just feel like sometimes just leave the Jamaican events and stuff alone, because you've now brought SANDS over here, and SANDS in Jamaica is always good. I literally attended SANDS a couple of weeks ago, and now to go from that to come to this, it's a joke. It's actually, it's an absolute joke.
So people, there you have it. Persons that were there giving you live and direct from the horse's mouth itself. So people, at the end of the day, it is our culture, it is our bad attitude, the garbage that we take when we go to other person's country, and we feel as if the same thing that we do in a Jamaica is going to work in these people nice, decent, first world country. And then we realize that it is not going to work. The sad thing is that the person that jumped the fence are responsible for the show getting shut down, but it is the people that paid their good money and wanted a good show that were robbed of that experience and will never get back their money, because more than likely there will be no sort of refund unless, of course, the company that books or you can pay for your ticket for that event. And even though some of the promoters were one of the reasons why the show was cut off, electricity, light, sound, everything cut off, the fact is that the people that you buy the ticket from online, they are going to say the show was as advertised, the artists were there, the event was keeping until some unruly people bum rush the fence, bum rush the gate or door, and bum rush the VIP section. So therefore, the promoters won't be held responsible. So people lose from that experience. Hopefully, next year them can do it all over again and put proper security into place, and persons won't experience this buffoonery. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called It Happened Again. It happened once more again, like I've always said. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And if these police stations don't put into play security measure, check on a regular basis, make sure that these criminal elements don't have access to axe or blade, torch, or however they are escaping from these penal institutions, they are going to take advantage of the situation, and as soon as they see an opening or can create an opening and have the means of doing so, they are going to do it. Well, people, at least 9 escapees once again. One of them got caught, however, the rest are on the run. I am going to let the professional news medias at TVJ explain everything in intricate details, and then I am going to give my piece. Take a listen, take a look.
9 inmates escaped on Tuesday by cutting through a metal grill and bar. Those at large are 19-year-old Alonzo Espute of Cassava Peace, 27-year-old Brandon Ennis of Belvedere in Red Hills, 23-year-old Talik Chambers of Burlington Avenue in Kingston 10, 25-year-old Doric Douglas of Upper Oxford Street in Kingston, 18-year-old Frey Messias of Pinto in Stony Hill, St. Andrew, 19-year-old Richard Bishop of Olympic Way in Kingston, 31-year-old Junior Anthony Barnes of Iron River in Golden Spring, 25-year-old Kamal Kelly of Mannings Hill District in Stony Hill, St. Andrew. Now, the fugitives are facing charges including murder, rape, shooting with intent, and burglary. Police have launched an island-wide manhunt for the men and are appealing for the public's help. The JCF is also reminding, or rather warning, that harboring fugitives is a crime.
During the jailbreak at approximately 1 a.m. Tuesday, 9 men successfully broke free from the cell, but only 8 were able to flee the police compound. Our sources say the detainees used their clothing to pad the barbed wire fence to make good their escape. One of them, while attempting to scale the fence, was stopped by a policeman who drove onto the compound during the process. We understand the policeman fired a warning shot and the man immediately ran back into the cell. On arrival here at the Constant Spring Police Station, we saw movements by the police which could indicate that they're actively looking for the escapees. But at 3 p.m., our understanding, we did some checks and we found that all 8 escapees were still at large. The police, however, through a release, told us that the escapees were able to make their way out of the cell by cutting through a grill and a metal door to the cell block. Now, we weren't able to touch base with the police to find out if they are any closer to finding any more of the escapees.
So people, here you have it in live and in living color. 9 more escapees, 1 got caught, 8 more on the run. All of these accused of serious crime, going to court for serious crime, including jump over people fence, including take away people life, amongst other charges ranging from A to Z. So we would consider these people to be dangerous criminals, and I am sure that when they were arrested, such was on their dockets or their information. So we have to ask the question, are these people paying these police, or is the police that irresponsible and negligent? Based on what is going on in Jamaica, we see so many crimes, and we see the relevant authority bragging that them catch this one or them take with this one, and they're literally dead set for stamp out crime. So if you're doing all of this, putting all of these expertise, all of these manpower, all of these cyber stuff just to catch criminals, and then when you catch them, you can't keep them. That is like a pretty girl with bad hole. She hold a man, but she cannot keep him. Bad reference, but you get the point. My point is this. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense putting all the effort, catching these people one by one, and then let them go 9 or 8 or so at a time. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense. That is like you literally shooting yourself in the foot, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, based on the 2 pictures that you see on the screen, a young man known as Jerome Harris, known as Finey in the streets, and an older lady, maybe about 10 years his senior, known as Jody. So call it a baby father and baby mother drama. Call it, so we're going to call this reverse jacketry death. Death because of reverse jacketry. Meaning that usually it is a woman that give the man jacket. Obviously, a man cannot give a woman jacket. Him can give a bun, but definitely not jackets. Usually, the woman get the man jacket and the man get upset and take it to the furthest extent. In this case, it is the reverse jacketry, like I said. So pretty much they were in a relationship, brought forth a child. However, it seems as if the man known as Finey Jerome Harris was not the baby father of that day little picnic, that day youngin. So it seems as if there was trouble in paradise. They broke up and there was to be no breakup to make up. It started to get bitter. It started to get sour. And they went on social media, specifically Trudy, and she started class the man and style the man that he is a bum, he is a croff, he is not a good father, he is not taking responsibility. That was when Mr. Jerome thought to himself, maybe based on advice from friends or family member, if she had deal with it like that and saying that you're not supporting your child, maybe you should take that child to the place and get a DNA for sister if you are the papi or not. Well, that is exactly what Mr. Harris finally did. Went and he took a DNA test. When the results came back, like he thought or like persons were suspecting, you are not the father. He then went on social media and started to make posts. Just like you saw that dancehall artist known as Gage went and said him want back every red cent that he spent on that child. That is a bona fide jacket based on scientific DNA results that came back, proving that there's a 0% possibility that he is the father of that little picnic. He then started to make some posts on social media reacting to Trudy's post that she made, defaming him and calling him a croft, calling him a bum, rete, lele, and saying that how this girl wicked, she wicked, she wicked. That was when Trudy realized what was going on. She then confronted him on social media. They were going back and forth, being scandalous like people at the garrison, how they handle their things on social media. No mediation, no, nothing like that. It is said that she heard that he was going to the shop, or him heard that she was going to the shop, vice versa. That was when she confronted him. There was a verbal altercation turned physical. That was when she wheel and pop off the 5-star ratchet and lend him a couple. He then realized that, hold on a minute, this lady really juke me up because I am accusing, not really accusing her. Scientific evidence proved that he is not the father. However, she was scandaling me. So therefore, when I do my rebuttal and say, you are the problem, that child is not even mine. So therefore, I am not responsible. If I did anything, it would have been from the kindness of my heart. He then confronted her after she juke him up and said, you really do that? And people, instead of she saying that she's sorry, she lent him a couple more, which sent him to the afterlife. So people, like I said, this is what I call reverse jacketry syndrome, where it is not the man that is getting the jacket and the woman that is giving the jacket that end up losing her life and the man end up taking her life. It went opposite. She get a jacket and then she come back and turn around and joke him and take him out alive for just accusing her or telling her exactly what she did wrong after she scandaled him. So at the end of the day, there goes a child, no father, gone to the afterlife, and mother definitely going to prison. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that dancehall artist Squash did the right thing like Mr. Chin or do the right thing like Spike. Meaning that he took the plea bargain that the feds was offering. And this plea bargain is for 2 counts. One of those counts is a maximum of 25 years imprisonment and a fine of $250,000. The second count, maximum of 10 years imprisonment and a fine, maximum $250,000. Now people, Mr. Squash is not quite out of the woods as yet, because there's also 2 other charges that might be pending. Those 2 other charges is based on 2 gun-related charges that also took place in the state of Florida back in 2023 and 2024. As a matter of fact, the same vehicle that he was busted in with that chip Glock was the same vehicle that involved one of those cases, I think, in 2023, where him and some other individuals were also held in that same vehicle with a illegal tool. So based on the plea agreements, which he had to the end of the 26th of this month to actually accept a plea, or else he would be going to court. So he decided, based on the advice of his lawyer, that listen, if you take these people to court, they have a 99.7 or 97% win percentage rate, whether you talk about plea bargain or going to court to trial. So people, I say this to say that whenever you stand at 3% or 0.3% chance in anything, if you take a test and get 3% or 0.3%, it does not really matter. Even if you are the valedictorian of Jamal, the brightest student, and you get 0.3 or 3%, that would be considered as a failure, an epic failure in a normal life. So me just said he was advised by his lawyer, don't take the chance, don't play with these people, because if you play with these people and you lose, which you will, based on the amount of evidence and based on the amount of evidence or stuff that they want to supersede, meaning add a couple other charges, you better take what you get and be happy, be merry, and go and do your time. So people, like I said, one of the count, 25 years maximum, I doubt that he is going to get that because that is the maximum. Maybe the minimum might be about 5, don't quote me on this. The next one, 10 years. Usually with the feds, whenever you get a couple of counts, they are going to make them run concurrent. That means the count or the charge in which that you get, which is the bigger, then the next one is going to run concurrent with it. I am assuming that he's probably going to do about 10 years. Out of those 10 years for those 2 counts that run concurrent, I am assuming or I am sure that he will have to do at least 85% of that time. So therefore, out of 10 years, he has to do 8.5 years. I think that he should take that plea bargain and run with it, because if you challenge these people, it is not going to end up too good. You're going to end up on the shitty end of the stick. You're going to be caught up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Point blank and period.